Okay, so have your notepad pen ready if you want to note it down. But okay, somebody's updating the chat box. All right. So let's get started. Sleep well to lose weight. That's basically the title today, how it affects our in weight loss journey, as well as it will also affect in my overall health and transformation of health. If I am, let's say I want to lose 20 kgs and I only do only exercise, then I may lose some 10 kgs, but last 10 kgs will not go out. And then if I just don't do anything for, let's say, next 30 days, I may get 5+ kg back, right? That's how the whole weight loss journey, people follow and people get into this trap. Instead of following the right way, the looking at the right parameter, looking at all the right pillars, they probably just focus one or two things, and that's how they probably don't get into a right shape. So after, even if you get a right shape, maintaining is another, one of the biggest challenge. जैसे बोलते हैं ना, हाथी खरीदना आसान है, बट हाथी को पालना मुश्किल है, right? आप you can buy aeroplane, which is a same cost of BMW, but you cannot keep it, right? Because आप एरोप्लेन को अपने कहीं पार्क नहीं कर सकते. You have to park it in a airport. You have to pay a lot of fee. You have to hire pilot. तो हाथी खरीदना आसान है, बट हाथी को पालना बहुत मुश्किल है. उसी तरीके से हमारी हेल्थ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है. अगर आप को मान लीजिए फॉर डायबिटिक, राइट, डायबिटीज रिवर्सल. सो व्हेन यू आर इन अ डायबिटिक रिवर्सल पाथ, यू probably pay much more attention, but once it is done, the real story starts from there, right? So that's how it is for any health transformation. So this particular parameter, this particular pillar plays a very, very important role in with whatever you do. Even if you are going through some journey or probably healthy, it will play important. So even if you are healthy today and if you start disturbing this particular sleep parameter, which is called sleep, you will start becoming unhealthy, right? Your body will start showing certain signs. I mean, it's a very simple. If you don't sleep one night, next day you're not energetic, right? You will want that complete get over the sleep, right? But sleep के बारे में बहुत सारे myth हैं, right? What people do is people think that I'll do, oh, I haven't slept in the weekdays, I will recover in the weekends, right? So it's like this: you don't eat whole 5 days and then you try to eat everything in a 2 days, right? So the similar thing, which is not at all advisable, and it's not at all good for health. So it has to be taken care on a daily basis. Okay, so what before that I will go and talk about why sleep. हमें sleep क्यों जरूरत है नींद की, right? So it's a universal, everybody sleeps. आप चाहे जितने छोटे से छोटे प्राणी हो, अगर आप human है, living thing है, the sleep is necessary. And that even the animal, kids, what type of animal, insects, everybody sleeps, right? But the point is, sleep is for the people and without internet, right? That's very, very important, because nowadays internet is necessary to get the sleep because of some yoga nidra and some kind of meditation. But that is what is will make you sleep, but the actual sleep is it's very, very important where you go through that sleep. And we need a sleep to live life, to alive. अगर जैसे कि खाना जरूरी है, जैसे कि पानी जरूरी है, उसी तरह से sleep भी जरूरी है. Without sleep nobody can survive. And it has been said that if within 2 weeks, if you don't sleep, you are almost gone, and your heart will you may get a cardiac arrest, you may get complete organ failure, right? Any one of them can happen. So this is a scientific study, and if you don't get the sleep on a continuous basis, right, you are actually pushing yourself towards death. That is what has been said. So it's very, very important. So why sleep is important? Feel better, right? You think better, your energy levels are better, your skin is good, right? Your anxiety, your depression is gone. and your energy levels are up, so that your actions are good, you're more productive. So overall, if you see, that's how the sleep is important. Some people say, yeah, I only sleep 3 hours, 4 hours, people do say that, but in the long run, it is not at all. There's somebody who has to take care of this negative effect of the not sleeping. So if you are young, let's say 20s, then your organ, your body is taking care of not. I mean, that also time you cannot say that, okay, I can just wake up, keep not sleeping for continuous. You will have to go through that. But regular pattern of not sleeping or less sleeping or wrong timing sleeping, somewhere have to get adjusted. So initial days, probably, let's say you are in teenagers, or you are probably a student, college life, your body will adjust it for certain time, but not always, like maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And after that, it will start showing you the negative symptoms, the symptoms which you will feel like, okay, there's something wrong. So that's how the sleep is important. Let's go and understand, why do we need a sleep, right? One important factor, I mean, there are a lot of things, but one very important factor is our brain, right? Our brain works 24/7, and during the sleep, it's actually, clears off all your, मतलब सफाई, पूरे दिमाग में जो कचरा process होता है पूरे दिन में, वो रात में निकलता है, right? That's the one. It's called glyphatic system, right? इसमें पूरे ब्रेन से सारे थॉट प्रोसेस, और ये पूरा ब्रेन जो है ये कंट्रोल करता है सारे ऑर्गन को, right? So that's basically all your waste is coming out. That's a very, very important. And that's how we are more productive when we wake up. I mean, आप ये समझ लीजिए, simple भाषा में, your hormones are energized, your organs are re-energized, your brain is energized, and your brain is, मतलब आप ये सोचिए, you just think like that, you are in a room which is like living in a room which has not been cleaned for 5 days, then how will you feel like? And where you're living in a room which is getting cleaned 2 times or once in a day, right? That's how it is. So that's how you are more productive, you are more healthier, you are more energetic. And if you calculated the number, which is like 60%, correct? So the whole clearance is controlled by brain, right? It's called metabolic waste clearance or glyphatic systems, but the whole clarity, that the cleansing system happens through brains. And this, when your presence of your logical mind sleeps, and that's how the cleansing starts, right? And these are some scientific, ECG, I mean, it has been taken. So some of us are very inclined towards the technical name and data. For you, this is the name and this is the how it process. But for layman people, like when I was few years back, आप simple से ये समझिए कि अगर आप नहीं सोएंगे तो आपके अंदर की सफाई नहीं होगी, राइट? और सफाई नहीं होगी तो प्रोडक्टिव नहीं होगा, कोई भी चीज प्रोडक्टिव नहीं होगी, राइट? That's how we need to sleep. Move to the next one. Just a second. Okay. So अब बात करते हैं weight loss पे, क्योंकि that's how we are going to talk about more towards the weight loss. I mean, overall there are a lot of different symptoms, but let's talk about weight loss. So simple example है कि अगर कोई 8 घंटे से 5 घंटे सोने लगता है, let's say normal sleeps is 7 to 8 hours, and he, due to certain habits or certain reason or whatever, कोई भी reason I'm not going, why are you not sleeping for 8 hours, why are you sleeping 5 hours? But if someone starts sleeping only 5 hours, this is what happens. Number one, your BMI increases. Obviously, weight badega to BMI badega. But the important thing, you look at the other, this side of the screen, leptin and ghrelin. So some of you have attended my previous webinars where I had talked about leptin and ghrelin, right? Ghrelin kya hai? Ghrelin is a hormone which increases your hunger. So that will be increased 15%. So that if you're not sleeping, your hunger will increase. Your leptin will decrease. Leptin is what? Leptin is a signal to the brain. The fat cell starts giving the signal. So if that is decreasing, it means that fat cells are not giving a right signal. So effectively, your ghrelin will increase, your leptin will decrease, your cortisol will increase, right? So insulin sensitivity will reduce. And when insulin is reduced, insulin resistance is increased, right? मतलब अगर आप फैट सेल्स sensitive nahi hai, matlab they are not identifying insulin, so they are actually stopping the insulin, which is mean that resistance has been increased, and that's how it is. So overall, it has been seen that if if I lack of sleep this 5 to 8 hours, sensitive is decreased by 30%, मतलब एक तिहाई. तो कहने का मतलब क्या है कि आप 1/3 of the rate towards the fat accumulation has been increased. So what are you doing? I am doing every exercise. I am doing every food, whatever food I am telling, I am following. People come to me, sir, I am following all your food. I am taking all your, support system, whatever medicine, supplement, D, B12, protein, whatever you told I am eating. I am also making sure that I am not eating junk food. But sleeping, you're only sleeping 5 hours, or you're sleeping the wrong timings. So what will happen? Your cortisol is going to go up. Cortisol is going to go up because of the less sleep and more exercise you are doing. You are not doing a proper rest to the system, your system. So you are asking system to work more. So your cortisol will increase because there is a stress in the system. So stress is not only stress. If I ask you, a 22-year-old guy will have any stress? A 25-year-old guy will have any stress? Very less, until unless there's certain circumstance or situation. But when the age of, let's say, 40 plus will have a stress, yes, 40 will plus have more responsibility, more thing to do. He has more, expectation in the office, everywhere. So stress levels are increased, but not for 22, 25. But if you go and measure, look at the life of 22, 25, he or she can have equal amount of a stress what a 40 plus year guy. Why? Not because of the situation, because of the internal, he or she himself is creating that stress by not sleeping. Cortisol will go up. Correct? So that's a very, very impactful effect on your weight accumulation, your fat accumulation. And भूख बढ़ जाएगी. I mean, मेरे साथ होता है, अगर मैं किसी दिन रात में जैसे ज्यादा काम करता हूँ, तो every time it will become hungry and real hungry. It is not craving, it is real hungry. ऐसा नहीं कि specific चीज खाने, कुछ भी खाने को मिल जाए. That, and if you continue doing it, weight will increase. Correct? So that's the impact on obesity. Let's look at the now there are two people, right? Let's say this example of there are two people. One is losing, both have lost equal amount of weight, but one is with less sleeping and one with the adequate sleeping. Next slide, you will understand what is the difference, right? Which one is a healthy weight loss, correct? Because हमारा वेट लॉस तो हम तो टेबल पे उसके स्केल पे खड़े होकर देख लेते हैं कि अच्छा हाँ 4 किलो कम हो गया, अच्छा हाँ 5 किलो कम हो गया. लेकिन जो हेल्दी वेट लॉस क्या होता है कि आपने एक महीने में, मान लीजिए, इफ यू हैव लॉस्ट लेट्स से 4 kgs in a month, and next 2 weeks you are could not follow something due to certain whatever it comes to the life, so you should not gain back the gain the weight back. फिर से आपका वेट वापस नहीं आना चाहिए जितना लॉस किया. लेकिन अगर हेल्दी वे में नहीं हुआ है, इट विल कम बैक इमीडिएटली. करेक्ट? सो व्हाई? एंड वन ऑफ द पैरामीटर, वन ऑफ द पिलर इज स्लीप. इफ यू डोंट correct the sleep, things will happen. So in next slide, I'm going to show you equal amount of weight loss, but a different result, different parameter, right? Which is this. So there are two people, orange and you see blue, both have lost the equal amount, right? Fat and muscle loss, 3 kg weight loss. This guy also 2.93 kg weight loss, but the sleep is different, right? The blue color is actually 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours sleep, and the orange is only 5 hours sleep. The difference between here is the amount of fat on muscle loss. In 3 kgs, 80% muscles have been lost. So 20% only fat. So what happened? Your fat did not lose. Your fat is still there. You have lost muscle. So what happens in this case after 1 month? If you're following this, your muscles is lost. So anyway, your Wang deposit is gone. It will not come. So what happened? With the moment you stop doing anything, your fat will gain back because there's no one to control. The other side, the person who has followed the good sleep with the equal amount of weight loss, 52%, 48% fat loss, and 50% only muscle loss. It's equal, right? Which means that if you're following this good sleep, your actually muscle buildup did not happen in the when you are less sleeping. You will understand later slides ki how when you go to a deep sleep, you actually build your muscles. How many of you know that you can only build a muscle by doing only exercise? There's no way, there's no other way you can build the muscles. There's a one other way, very effective way is building a muscle is deep sleep. When your body goes to a deep sleep, it is when you are in coma. अगर आप डीप स्लीप में हैं, अगर कोई आपका कोई हाथ उठाए और छोड़ दे, आपका हाथ गिर जाए, that is called coma state. And that state is a deep sleep state. And that state, your growth hormone is very, very effective, very high. And that is where your lean muscles are getting built. Right? And if this is not happening, then anyway the muscles are losing because of exercise or whatever. So you're not able to rebuild. Correct? So, and also remember this here in this example, blue, where the person has only slept 8 hours good. There's no specific weight training happened. That's why he could contain the muscle. So this was a study done. So, right. So if you look at this, right, there's approximately, they were all same kilocalorie diet. Only the pattern was changed in the sleep. Correct? And that is exactly what happens when people does not maintain the muscle mass. They start losing more muscles, they start gaining more weight because they just ignore this particular parameter. So if you just lose 1 hour of sleep, only 1 hour, if you let's say you 7 to 8 hours, I mean, you would know 7 hours or 8 hours is with whatever 7.5, whatever is your number. But the moment you get this number, let's say my sleep is 7.5 hours or 7 to 7.5 hours. If I start sleeping only 6 hours, my BMI will increase by 2 points. Right? That's what the study done with the 6 hours of sleep. Correct? And sleeping after midnight will come back. So even if you sleep less, let's say you are sleeping half an hour, but your timing is also very important. What time you sleep and what time you get up. You can sleep 7 hours, morning 5 o'clock to 12 o'clock, midnight, afternoon, or 6 o'clock to 1 hour. You're sleeping 7 hours every day, but that is not sync up with your body's biological clock, right? That's another point, you will see in this, how that affects, right? So sleep is a great pillar. It's a very, very important pillar. We have to sleep for adequate hours and with the timing. That's how it works. What happened next? I'll just side effects which we're talking about, right? It's not only weight loss. You have so many things, right? It affects your brain, and you know that weight is anyway. And then because of the hormonal changes, insulin sensitivity decreases, your diabetes increases, your heart has a problem because your inflammation increases. Now again, for all the diabetic people, they say sleep properly, sleep on time, get up on time, take deep sleep, proper sleep. No, let's not have stress or not, right? But then if you look at depression and high BP and all this, sleep has a relation with everything. So that's some of the side effect. How much do we need sleep? That's another important factor, right? कितना सोना चाहिए हमको? So as age progresses, our sleep starts with, like when we were kid, most of the time 18 hours we were sleeping. But as we go up further, when we become an adult, right, after teenagers, it's like 7 to 9 hours, right? More sleep is also not good, like, so you have to maximum 9 hours is a sleep is required, but 7 to 9 is a individual numbers you can find, but minimum 7, maximum 9. That's how, the sleeper. And you would have seen that people, as they age more, their sleep time is reducing because of the deep sleep. That particular cycle is reducing, right? Rest all is same. That's how they get this. So what is my sleep time? 7 to 9 hours. So 7 is minimum, 9 is max. That you should know. Now another two important component during the sleep, which is a very, very important, and these two are the hormones and how these hormones work, right? Androstenedione and melatonin. So these are the two hormones which are very, very important. How do they work is basically, it's in all cells. So as and when you are awake, right, जितनी देर तक आप ज्यादा जगे रहते हैं उतना ही ज्यादा ये हार्मोन आपकी बॉडी में बढ़ता है, एंड जितना ज्यादा बढ़ेगा उतना ज्यादा ये आपको जगाए रखेगा, करेक्ट। तो उसके हिसाब से ये काम करता है, तो ध्यान। और दूसरी चीज क्या करनी है कि इसको बढ़ाना कैसे, राइट, इट हैज टू बी। तो जितनी आप फिजिकल एक्टिविटी करेंगे उतना, इसीलिए कहते हैं जिसको नींद नहीं आती है, जिसको नींद ना आने की प्रॉब्लम है, उसके लिए बोलते हैं एक्सरसाइज करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, करेक्ट। द अदर थिंग इज योर कैफीन, राइट। कहा जाता है कि शाम को 4-5 बजे के बाद आप कॉफी ना लें, right? Up then, lot of sometimes what happens is, let's say, some people who have the high blood pressure, right? They come to me and then they start working on the plan. And sometimes what happens, they see that the blood pressure is going down because they are on medication also. So that is the time I tell them take a coffee and or black chocolate. And why? Because I have to maintain the sugar, and sleep can come little later. But if it is a part of a habit, like some people always taking a coffee in the evening, I take in the morning, but not in the evening. So in the evening when they take, the sleep is going to get disturbed. Another hormone is a melatonin. It's, I think most of people you have seen. The biggest problem on this is it is based on the light we see, correct? And there's a wake up sleep cycle which it controls, but the more light it has, it will go down. But it is very, very important. It plays very important role in sleeping. So it will bring the sleep. So now you understand the connection. More light, melatonin is less, sleep is less. Less light, melatonin is more. So that's why the melatonin starts increasing in your body after sunset and start decreasing before the sunrise. That's how the whole biological clock works. So this also affects your जब आप मोबाइल देख रहे हैं तो आपका जो लाइट पड़ रहा है, तेज लाइट पड़ रहा है, उससे भी इफेक्ट आता है, करेक्ट। सो ये देखिए, जब मेलोटोनिन प्रोड्यूस इंक्रीजेस इन द इवनिंग, गोज वेरी हाई इन द मिडल ऑफ द नाइट। अब उस समय अगर आपने मोबाइल लिया हुआ है 12 बजे से या 2 बजे 3 बजे, राइट, तो नींद नहीं आने वाली, correct, and that's how your deep sleep will get disturbed. So these are the two important hormones which very, very takes care of your sleep. Now let's understand this biological cycle which we are talking. People, let's say I sleep in the night around 10 o'clock, let's say, or 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, but the people living in US, they are actually working time for them. So how is their biological cycle work? So the whole biological cycle works is based on the sunlight, what we receive, right? So based on the sunlight, it controls lot of hormones, lot of reactions in my body, and based on those hormonal reactions, the things have been controlled, and sleep is one of them. So this is my, the whole biological clock, which tells me what should I do, correct, and how does it happen, right? So let's say midnight, 2 o'clock is the deepest sleep is the time. So after 2 is between 1 to 4 is your deepest, and this is the time you should be in a deep sleep. And when I will share the detail in next slides how is the deep sleep, but this is the time you should go through and that's where this is the time when you see a lot of dreams, right? We see dreams. Some of them are we remember, some of them we don't, but that's the time we dream. As soon as you go, timing is coming up, you see, the blood pressure 645, around 6 to 45 to 7, my BP is very high. That suddenly BP increase, why? Because the body has to start working, and the melatonin which I was talking about, secretion stops at 7:30 because by the time sun has come, right? Bowel movement happen, right? High alertness by 10, and then 12. Most of the official great meeting happens, brainstorming meeting happens post lunch. Some people sleep, right? But that's what I have seen, right? And then you come down towards the evening, and that's where you see the high blood pressure also happens during the evening. So these are the biological clock. Now, if I try to change this, I cannot, right? Because I cannot change the sun movement, right? But I have to put my activities around it. And that's where the biggest thing is sleep. If during this cycle, midnight to 6 a.m., if I try to put most of the activities, I am kind of doing the overwork, overtime, right? So my body will not support it, correct? So that's how the biological side. So that's how we should start sleeping. But normally people who are in any reversal path or any hormonal problems they have and they are correcting it, we tell them 7:30, 8 o'clock dinner, 10:30 go to the bed and sleep. And that's the best time. Get up by 6, 7. So during the whole thing, when they sleep, they are giving proper rest to their organs, to their body, and they are giving proper time for their hormones to work, right, as per the biological cycle. So they are actually using that biological cycle as a catalyst in their transformation journey. आप अगर डायबिटीज रिवर्स कर रहे हैं, आप अगर थायराइड का ठीक कर रहे हैं, और यू आर लूजिंग द वेट, हाई वेट, वट एवर जो भी है, तो यू आर यूजिंग एज ए कैटालिस्ट. If you are not doing, then you are actually pressing your body not to work what you're trying to do in the morning or in the afternoon, right? Based on against your journey. So हमें करना क्या है? And who's more smart? Am I more smarter or my body more smart? My body is much more smarter than me, right? So I have to use that smart thing, leverage that proper functioning of my body. And that's how, and this is one of this biological cycle. And that's how it works. Moving to the other one, the sleep cycle stages, which I was talking about, the deep cycle. There are different sleep cycle stage, and you will understand this. Stage 1 is basically you are going to sleep, and the whole cycle is approximately 2 hours of cycle or 3 hours of cycle, right? So stage 1, you are gonna ready, getting ready to sleep. You are kind of you might have seen, right? You are just about to sleep and suddenly somebody takes your name on, हाँ हम सो गए थे, ऐसा, अरे मैं सोने वाला था, ऐसा लगता है, right? I was about to sleep. That's a stage 1. Stage 2 is like you are like sleeping, right? So हिलाना पड़ेगा थोड़ा सा जगाने के लिए. डीप स्लीप का मतलब आप स्टेज 2 में if somebody touches you, if somebody wakes you up, you will get up. By touching, by listening, somebody comes to near to you and takes your name, you will get up. That's a stage 2. Stage 3 is the deepest sleep. This is when you are actually seeing the dreams, and people even touch you. You are kind of a coma stage, right? Somebody pulls your hand, and leave it, your hand will fall. And this is the time where you have the growth hormone release, and this is the time where muscles are getting built. And if you are, they say, right, if you're in high resistance training, this is the peak time when the muscles are built, because those are broken. So all the broken muscles which has been gone, it has been built there. I think connection issues, I think it's come back, right? Let me check that quickly. Yeah, it is. I think in between it gone. Okay. So I was like little bit deeper, but the stage 3 is very, very important. The more somebody on the stage 3, the more healthier are. You might have seen somebody just sleep. Sometimes you are like, right? Some days you might sleep 7 hours, but you were not fresh, because this particular stage 3 would have not lasted.
Yeah, the host is back. Shankar will start now.
Yeah, I think my network went off right in between. Okay, I'll share again. So I'll repeat the slides again. I think, and did I talk about 1, 2, 3? Okay, all right. So I was talking about when somebody just sleep for 7 hours, but even though when they get up in the morning they say aaj neend achhi nahi puri hui," or probably I'm still tired. You know why? Because the cycle of the three would have lasted only for 5 minutes, or probably just 10 minutes, or probably just 2 minutes, and then you went to the REM sleep again, right? So और अगर कभी कभी ये हुआ होगा कि आपका, please do not start your videos, switch off your video and audio. Okay, sometime what happened, you just slept for 4 hours, and and you are like fresh. अच्छी नींद आई मुझे, because your stage 3 was much deeper का मतलब है ड्यूरेशन उसका बढ़ा हुआ था, और वहां से फिर आप जाते हैं जब आप ड्रीम, जो रेम स्लीप बोलते हैं, right? So stage 3 and REM sleep is very important, and the whole cycle, as I said, is like 2 hours. And this is like, it is not that you are, I mean, we try to do as much. अभी इस 120 minutes में अगर आपका 60 minutes stage 3 and REM sleep हो गया, right, then you are like very good. And how to increase this stage 3 and REM sleep is eating great food. Digestion should be good. You should not have any digestion issues, and you should have done good weight intense exercises, and you should have been tired. You should have some great focus in your life, some more passion about something, doing something where your whole thing is there. आपने देखा होगा कभी-कभी somebody, lot of people who have a passionate about doing something, or they just sleep for 4 hours and then they are done, not for whole life but certain time, right? 1 महीना 2 महीना, क्यों? उस टाइम पे उनका जो होल साइकिल में जो REM sleep and stage deep sleep है वो बढ़ा हुआ होता है, and that's how they get lot of energy when they get up. So इस डीप स्लीप में आपका जो मसल बिल्डिंग हुआ है, जो हार्मोन सेक्रेशन हुआ है, जो भी एनर्जी कंजर्वेशन हुआ है, आपका जो ब्रेन ने जो कचरा साफ किया है ग्लैमेटिक सिस्टम में, वर देन एट द 100% एफिशिएंसी, एंड दैट्स हाउ वी गेट इट. तो अब इसको हम कैसे अचीव करें, हम कैसे इसको अपने लाइफ पे लाएं? इट विल नॉट कम फ्रॉम द डे वन. It will come slowly, doing multiple things like exercise, like giving a time, going on the bed at the right time, like doing meditation before going to bed, right? So nowadays, we are running meditation session every day at 10 o'clock and 10:15, the right time to do just before sleep. So you attend that session, आप चाहे हिंदी में हो चाहे आप इंग्लिश में, दोनों भाषाओं में होता है, and then you attend and then you go for sleep. And you will realize the moment you do for at least 20 days, your REM sleep and your deep sleep has increased. And when you get up, you become more fresh, right? Because the whole cycle works like that. Lot of people who have a depression, cannot sleep, they just live in stage 1, stage 2. They don't even touch to stage 3 and REM. REM तो बोली जाइए. तो ये stage 1, stage 2 में ही रोटेट करते रहते हैं, तो इसलिए उनकी नींद भी पूरी नहीं होती. कई बार आपने देखा है कि जैसे अभी आप you just stage 1 went, and then stage 2, the moment you were there in stage 2, you saw some sound, you wake up, then अरे इसको शोर मत मचाओ, हम सो रहे हैं. फिर आप गए stage 1 से stage 2, again in 15-20 minutes stage 2 you reached, you saw some, hear another sound, then you again woke up. So what happened? You had a lot of disturbed sleep, you couldn't reach to the stage 3, and but you might have spent 10 hours in the bed, लेकिन सोए ही नहीं इस पे. Correct? So remember this is a very important point. And ऐसा नहीं होगा, it's not a switch on off. You have to start doing slowly things and then it will reach there. ये on an average time है for every cycle पे कि total time कितना लगता है. और जो slave wave sleep, आप ये देखोगे जैसे जैसे ये तो second, right, slow wave sleep and REM sleep, जैसे जैसे आपकी एज बढ़ती है ये टाइम कम होने लगता है, right? Because you don't, बच्चे में आपने देखा होगा ना, जब बच्चा सोता है 17-18 घंटे, छोटा बच्चा, उसका ये REM sleep, total wave sleep बहुत ज्यादा होता है. And that's how the lot of growth happens. Lot of there are growth, hormones build up. But as and when you aging, this percentage is going down. Look at here from 15 to 10, 50% reduce. यहाँ पर REM cycle अगर आप देखोगे, it's almost similar, because that's a REM cycle which is a very on an average in a day, if you sleep of 7 hours, if you calculate everything, it will like 1 hour of total time. But that's how the total sleep. So if your bedtime is like this, स्लीपिंग टाइम, उसमें से ये परसेंटेज जो है वो वेरी करते हैं। ठीक है, सो आप देखोगे जैसे एज बढ़ रही है, आपकी स्लीप, quality of a sleep is going down. So that's why you have to be really more focused on sleeping on time, eating on time, and giving enough time to sleep. Because by to reach there, stage 3 and REM sleep, it takes time, and it has to be non-disturbed time. Non-disturbed time from outer activities which you can control, but from inner activities, मतलब आपके दिमाग के अंदर क्या क्या चल रहा है, आप सोच लेटने बैठे, but you are thinking about something. Most of this happens with the ladies. Even with the age of 40, ladies thinks too much, and it's by nature, it's okay, but you have to divert it. You cannot change it, but you have to divert it. And that's how your thyroid, that's how your or hormonal imbalance plays a major role. क्या करना चाहिए? These are the some actions I have noted down, and note down this action, and everything has to be done, not only one action you take and say okay, I'm doing it. Start with taking some more, but make a habit of doing this at least everything in next 7 days. पावर रिच, पावर डाउन, मतलब सब कुछ बंद, वाईफाई ऑफ, मोबाइल ऑफ, right, light off, and do this deep breathing techniques, meditation, whatever, choose one and start doing it. And before writing, before sleeping, create a to-do list. One person I told to do this, he says, I get more stress when I write my to-do list in the night itself. I said, okay, don't write. Okay, so daily journaling बनाओ. Then get outside means be active, बाहर निकलिए, थोड़ा सा घूमिए, कैफीन नहीं पीना है, ऑब्वियसली इधर सभी को पता है, राइट. नो अल्कोहल, नो स्मोकिंग. लॉट ऑफ पीपल स्लीप, कहीं भी सो गए, नहीं, जगह जो सोने की है वहां सोइए, बेडरूम पे, राइट. एक्सरसाइज, हाँ, टेम्परेचर ऑफ अ बेडरूम कभी बहुत ठंडा ना हो, कभी बहुत गर्म ना हो, अदरवाइज आपकी स्लीप डिस्टर्ब होगी. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि आप कुछ कुछ खाने में ऐसा होता है कि, या पीने से होता है, आपकी नींद चली जाती है. जैसे कि we take sometime energy drink which has vitamin B12 excess, and we take it. So lot of time I have seen other my colleagues, they tell me, which is like energy drink, so obviously when you take your energy should come up, right? But मेरे साथ उल्टा है, मैं उसको लेता हूँ तो मुझे और नींद आती है. तो sometime I'm tired, I take it and go to a good sleep. So see that, you know but in normal people, when they take, उनकी नींद चली जाती है, so then no one takes that. हाँ, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. स्लीपिंग का टाइम और उठने का टाइम सेम टाइम रखिए, तो आपकी जो पैटर्न है वो बिल्कुल फिक्स होगा, और जो साइकिल्स के टाइम है वो फिक्स होंगे. देन यू गेट, ऐसा नहीं किसी दिन 10 बजे सो रहे हैं, किसी दिन 12 बजे सो रहे हैं, किसी दिन 11 बजे सो रहे हैं. सो फिक्स अप अ टाइम, एंड दैट्स हाउ यू कैन कंट्रोल द sleep cycles. Some nutrient which you have to focus if you are deficient, right? With vitamin C, D, vitamin D, B. So all this, water soluble and fat soluble vitamins, minerals, iron, magnesium, calcium, potassium, ये सब, these are the plays important role in sleeping, controlling the sleep, and the activating the right hormone which can bring this sleep to you. So you may be deficient of potassium, magnesium, and calcium, and you're thinking, why I'm not getting sleep, right? You may be deficient in vitamin C and D, vitamin D itself, and that's the reason you are not getting sleep. So you have to also look at your nutrition value. There are certain herbs, right? Ashwagandha, chamomile tea, usko banate hain. Ashwagandha is really great herb for you to give the good sleep and good relaxation. So ashwagandha, when you take in the morning, it gives you a lot of great energy to perform. In the night time, when you take it, it's gives a lot of soothing, rejuvenates your organ, gives you calmness, and then you can sleep. So by taking ashwagandha, you get the good sleep also. So these are certain herbs and vitamins and minerals which you can take if you are not taking. So this is what I wanted to share today, and I'll open up for the questions if you have. We'll wait for a few more minutes. If you have, you can ask. No? Okay. I'm not seeing any questions today. All right. So if there's no question today, we can call off. Everyone went to sleep. Yeah, everyone thinks that your sleep is more important. Let's go to the sleep. Okay, all right, guys. Great. If there are no question, good. See you again next week. Bye bye.